Hello, fellow bookworms. Welcome back to Shad Stocks Books. It's a place for nerds who like words. It's been a while since we connected. Sorry for the late. I was taking a Christmas holiday. Now that we're back for the final book review of the year, we are going to talk about an interesting collection of stories. A little unusual for my usual reading, but it was an interesting book. Hang on and let's talk about it in a bit. 14 Days, collected and edited by Margaret Atwood. Well, I'm not a fan of anthologies, or any type of short story collections for that matter. It's very unusual for me to find time or an interest in anything that isn't a big fat cohesive story. It's not like that I've not given them a try or anything, but I find the disjointed nature of a collection of stories a little um, unsatisfactory. There are very few short stories that have managed to create an attachment in my head, and that was the reason why I picked up the 14 days because it seemed like it was different, and it also helped that the names that were associated with this were all big wigs. Now, 14 Days is a unique experiment in the literary world. 36 authors from the US of A and Canada got together to get this book made. And the names on this list included some real big stalwarts like John Grisham, R.L. Stein, Margaret Atwood, Celeste Ng. The write-up on the book, or the byline of the book, said that it's set in a New York apartment building. 14 Days is an irresistibly propulsive novel with an unusual twist. Each character of this diverse, eccentric cast of neighbors has been secretly written by a different and major literary voice, from Margaret Atwood, John Grisham, to Emma Donoghue and Celeste Ng. Now, year 2020 is a year I don't think anyone is likely to forget. It's a year that will be etched in memories of all those who lived it. We all have had our own personal hellish stories of the year. Me, personally, I was stuck in a hotel room in a city that's some 900 kilometers away from my home for whole 3 months when the world got locked down. It took a lot of mental strength to deal with that situation, away from home, from my kid, stuck in a strange city, alone in a hotel room. But strangely, I wasn't alone in my pain. The whole world went through a lot more than what I went through. People lost life and limb. 2020 showed the world what it means to be human. I believe we all came out changed, touched by things that happened. 14 Days is a reflection of that time. It is supposed to show you facets of life through a different lens. What drew me to the book was the fact that it is designed around a single theme, a single tenement and its tenants during the lockdown. The fact that there are some really great authors associated with the project was another push. I expected great stories from great storytellers, but the collection wasn't what I expected it to be though. Yes, it is woven around a single theme, and yes, it had some great names associated with it. But in the end, it didn't matter the names or the theme. The stories in themselves were their own reward. Of course, The whole narration had one big drawback, that the whole connecting each story to the common narrative, it sometimes felt like it was stretched a bit, like there was a strain on it to do it, and it felt like it was forced by the very nature. There are some stories that are really brilliant, some that are not so much, but each one comes with its own, I don't know, zing, I suppose you can call it. They all always don't fit into the narrative tone, but you learn to ignore it. The thing that I had a problem with is that if I was reading the book, I might not have completed it, I might just have given up. But because I picked it up on an audiobook, the narrator made it so that it just worked, you know. And the fact that the novel came with a supremely beautiful curveball at the end, it was the best part of it. And I think that was a great way to end this small collection of stories. It was very unique. Now, 14 Days is something that would make you think. It would not be an easy read because it's likely to cause you to remember a lot of things. If you have personally gone through 2020 with personal loss, you might find it harder to go through this, but it is really a good way to spend a Sunday. You can take a break if you need to, and but I can promise you that even if you take a break, you will be drawn back to these strangers who are bound together by their circumstance. So if you're looking to try something different, and if you don't have many horror stories from the COVID's 2020 year 2020, I think 14 Days will be a great choice. Hey guys, thank you so much for staying for the entire review. If you have read 14 Days and if you have views or if you are interested to know more about how and what the book is, or if you have anything to say to me, or if you just want to say hi, please drop a line, and it would be great to connect. If you have been having fun while listening to the reviews, please go ahead and share this little podcast with your friends and family. And I hope you have a great holiday season. Have a wonderful New Year's Eve, and I will see you next year. Till then, keep reading.